Hello and welcome to Porvair Sciences. My name is Stephen Knight and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager. In this short video I'm going to be talking to you about microplate evaporation, and particularly evaporation in square well and round well deep storage blocks. This is needed because these blocks are used for compound storage, and it's quite often the case that the solvent has to be removed from the compound so that it can be more easily stored in, for example, a freezer, or perhaps sealed and sent to a colleague, or indeed resuspended for later analysis with HPLC in a different solvent. We've got two instruments here today, the Mini-Vap, which is the blue one on this side, and the Ultra-Vap, the white one over here. I'm going to talk a little bit about both of them, but let's start with the Mini-Vap. These evaporators are designed to work on the principle of nitrogen blowdown. So a needle head like this blows warm nitrogen down into the plate, and that warm nitrogen replaces the latent heat of evaporation of the solvent, enabling the solvent to more quickly evaporate and to leave you with a dry residue or a concentrate which can then be analysed. The heads are designed to produce a vortex in the plate, and you can see this one has spiral needles. There is also a straight needle version for getting down into the bottom of round well plates. The heads are very easily interchanged as well. But let's have a little look at the instrument itself. At the top here we have a heater manifold, that's why it says danger hot on the front there, and gas is being fed in from the rear, normally a supply of dry nitrogen or dry compressed air, into the heater head and then down through the needles and onto the solvent to be evaporated. The plate is held underneath the needle head like that, and there is a clutch stage mechanism here where I can lower or raise the plate to keep the needles in the optimum position for evaporation. At the bottom here we have a gas flow control valve, and we also have a manual temperature setting system where you can set the digital temperature for the gas, and that is combined with a stage which can be moved up or down to keep the needles at the right height in the plate. So when you start evaporation, the needles will be at the top, and as evaporation proceeds they will drop down and the plate will be raised up. The idea is to keep the gas always just above the level of the liquid to ensure that you have a smooth evaporation, but that you don't actually touch the liquid with the needle. As I said previously, the gas is really only there to replace the latent heat of evaporation. The advantage of that is that your compound, if everything is working well, should stay at ambient temperature. So there's no danger of cooking the compound or overheating it. And that's one of the key advantages of nitrogen blowdown systems. The other, I would think, is really that you only have to have one plate prepared in order to use the system. You don't have to have pairs of plates as you would need in a centrifuge. So once you've got one plate ready, you can place it on the system, begin the evaporation, and go away and do something more constructive, like preparing your second plate. The Mini-Vap, as I said, is the simplest of the two units because everything is manual. You've got manual stage control, manual gas control and manual temperature control. Over here we have the Ultra-Vap, which is really designed for those laboratories which have a much higher throughput. So if you've got a lot of plates that need drying down, then really this is the instrument for you. It does everything that the Mini-Vap does, but it's microprocessor controlled. It also comes with an RS-232C connection on the back, so you can connect this directly to a robot. What does that mean? Well, the robot can actually offer the Ultra-Vap a plate. It can then send a start signal to the Ultra-Vap. The Ultra-Vap will run the drying program and return a signal to the robot to say, I'm done, the plate's dry. The robot gripper comes in and removes it, and then the plate can go for further processing. And Ultra-Vaps have been successfully integrated with both TCAN and Hamilton liquid handlers. It's very straightforward to do. You can of course also use it in its standalone mode, and in that case Programming is via the touch sensitive keypad at the front here, where the stage height can be programmed and also the gas flow rate and temperature. Each program can have 3 stages, so you can set gas flow, temperature and pressure for each of those, and then 9 of those programs can be stored in the instrument. Because the UltraVap is fitted with stepper motors, which can operate independently and automatically, it's necessary to have a finger guard just to prevent people from accidentally trapping their fingers as the stage moves up. The design of the UltraVap is very, very compact, and it is possible to put either of these 2 machines inside a fume hood so that the solvent, as it's evaporated, can be extracted with your normal fume extraction system, and no particular cladding or fume extraction is required. So you can see they're both very, very compact. You can find a lot more information on both of these instruments on our website at www.microplates.com.